A warm welcome to you from Tuscany. Good evening, everybody. Good evening. I am your lead commentator, Robert Ionescu, and today it is time for the first ever GP4 OC race in history at Mugello. We've arrived here at Scaper de San Piero, and I'm very, very excited for this race. I am joined by someone you may have heard in the past if you listen to other tiers, but he's never done GP2 commentary before. So how about you introduce yourself?
Yeah, hello. I'm Miran FG. I commentated earlier today for the main tier, and I've also done commentary for DTM. Very happy to be alongside you here this evening, Rob.
Yeah, the same.
Yeah, definitely looking forward to this race, and yeah, this will definitely be a fun experience, I'm sure.
Absolutely. It should be very, very entertaining. Now, before we get going with anything critical, it's very important we announce the news. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't, but either way, Jamie Griffiths has been confirmed to drive for Williams for next season. So, regardless if he wins the championship or not, this will be his last season in GP2. He'll be hoping to go out on a high, and I'm very happy for him that he got the Williams drive. I think it's thoroughly deserved. What do you think?
Yeah, it definitely is. He's a great driver, and he's been in the OC for such a long time. I agree with you, Rob. It's definitely deserved for Jamie, and I'm happy for him.
Yeah, and that means him and Dudu Kurbi will be moving up to the top class. These guys are second and third in the championship. Thomas Anderson, we know this will be his last season, so after the Brazilian race, that'll be the last we see of him in this in racing, and which is a shame. But we have some other people who are in contention for seats, so it's definitely going to be interesting to see what's going to happen.
Definitely. Some names like Rail Patel being thrown around in rumors about the main tier seats and everything.
Yeah, indeed, absolutely. Now, speaking of Thomas Anderson, he can clinch the championship today outright. However, that's a little bit of a tall order. Why is that? Well, it's time to show you the championship criteria. And it's actually very simple. For Anderson to win the title, he needs to win the race and get the fastest lap. And he also needs Dudu Kirby to finish 10th or worse. So if Kirby finishes 9th, or if Anderson doesn't get the win and fastest lap, the title will go on to Brazil regardless. Yeah, that's pretty much all the criteria. Without further ado, I want to ask you first, what do you think of this track, Miran?
It's a very, very fun track, I must admit, from experience of driving it. It's a very, very fun track. It's very left right. It has a lot of fast corners. It's almost like a roller coaster.
Yeah, indeed, absolutely. There are not that many overtaking opportunities, but Flo has assured me that we will see some good racing, and especially in towards San Donato, the first corner. It's going to be a blast. So let's get on with the grid then, shall we? As you may know, it's 4 at a time, so I'll do the first 4, then you do the next 4, and so on.
Yep.
This pole position for the first time ever for Ruslan Protsiuk, with a stonking qualifying lap at the very end on the last run. He came out of nowhere from 18th on the grid, moved up all the way to first, took pole by 0.2 of a second. Lorenzo Tomaselli, the qualifying expert this season, is yet again on the front row after a great qualifying. Jamie Griffiths, it's been announced that Williams, he'll be very happy with that, but he'll be hoping he can stay in the championship fight. As long as he stays ahead of Thomas Anderson, he should remain in the championship fight. But can he stay in front of him? We'll see. Thomas Anderson, championship leader, is in 4th on the grid.
On the third row, we have Jake Galloway in 5th. Accompanying him is Ben Waldinger in 6th. Joel Watterson is 7th, and behind him is Thomas Pascual.
Indeed. Gabriel Quintino, who has 9 points in the championship, is in P9. He'll be desperate to improve on his position and get some more points. His season hasn't been going to plan at the minute, I'm afraid, but he can still fix it. With Marko Kalevic in P10. Now, Kalevic, of course, won in Italy at Monza. Let's see if he can make it 2 Italian wins. It will be difficult, but don't forget, he won at Monza from 15th on the grid. This time he's 10th. Who knows really what's going to happen? Kyle Burns is in 11th, and Isaac Fastry in the Dams is down in P12.
Chuck McCarthy starts in P13 for Prema, and Aaron Curtis is in... Sorry, did I say Prema? I meant Charuz. Aaron Curtis starts 14 for Prema. Dudu Kirby starts 15th, the man who's going to the main tier next year. And Thomas Bennett is in 16th.
Yeah, Kirby down in 15th. It won't be too good for him. He's definitely going to need to make up some ground if he wants not necessarily to bring the title fight to Brazil, because that's very likely to happen unless Anderson wins with the fastest lap. But Corby needs to get as many points as he can, because any single point will help. Just because Anderson can't clinch it today doesn't mean Corby can just sit back and not finish the race. Anderson has a very low chance to clinch it, but even so, he's very, very likely to emerge out today as the championship leader. So Corby will have to do the best he can, score as many points as he can. Now I'm going to bounce back. Dennis Graf is in P17 on the grid. He's followed by Daniel Adventure. Is Henry Watson down in 19, followed by Nicholas Zorbach. Bad day for the Carlin man, I'm afraid, yesterday. Let's see if he can make up for it today. And on the back row of the grid, we have the two virtuosos off.
Max Gillen and Rahul Patel.
Yep, that's right. The drivers will have 36 laps to negotiate in this wonderful circuit, the heart of Tuscany, in the heart of Italy. The birthplace of the Renaissance. Will it revive anyone's championship hopes? We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, it's time to jump to the weather as I take a sip of water.
So a bit of rain forecasted, actually.
Well, yeah, speaking of weather, there is a chance, roughly a 40% chance of rain in the first 30 minutes of the race. Oh, yeah. And then a smaller chance later on. It'll be very interesting. Heavy rain right off the bat then, or what?
Yeah, that's...
Well, this will be interesting, I'm sure. Now then, you can see the great Ferrari picture, the great Ferrari master plan of 1000 GPs. But now, the first ever Mugello race in the GP4 OC universe is about to start, and who's going to come out on top? Let us know your predictions in the chat, guys, but without further ado, it's time to get racing, and the rain is already here. But these guys are starting on slicks. It should wet up initially, later on in the race it should get dry again. Let's see who is going to be out on top. Rosan Prozig is on the left of your screens. Lorenzo Tomaselli on the right. As we got 4 lights, we got 5 lights now, and the lights are now... they're now out, and we're now racing. It's a good start from Jamie Griffiths from third. I think he's already got the jump on Tomaselli. Prozig holds on to the lead. It's going to be interesting. Let's see if Griffiths can do anything. He's up to P2. Wallinger is also moving a lot behind. He's attacking Anderson. Anderson was able to cover him off. Tomaselli's back into second. He's attacking Prozig. He couldn't make the pass work there. Look at this. Big fighting all across the pack. Patel is at the back still, and I think one of the damsels of Adventure joined him at the back. Meanwhile, Jake Galloway has been overtaken by Dudu Corby, who's had a brilliant start. Corby is up into 7th place. How on earth has he done that?
Yeah, great start for Corby. It's definitely one he needed to stay in this championship fight.
Well, if he finishes 7th, no matter what Anderson does, the title fight will go on to Brazil. Let's watch this start again from Dudu Corby. This is exactly what he needed.
Yeah, you can see he gets the jump on, I think that's Curtis Ferrari. You can see there, he just absolutely blitzes those cars there.
And Charus had to jump on the brakes, and then into San Donato. He got past his teammate Kyle Burns. He also got from Larson.
It's just a very, very good start for him. I mean, you can just see how many cars he takes, not even before turn 1.
That was absolutely brilliant. I have to give it to him.
Definitely was.
Let's see from Tomaselli's POV. He got jumped by Griffiths initially, but he was able to get him back with some very straight line speed on the approach to 1. Meanwhile, Kalovic, look at him there, up there in 11th. He also got past Kyle Burns. So now we're approaching Casanova and Savelli. And there's a thing stand in the minute. It's Adventure at the back. Lazio continuing to lead, but look, Alessandro Tomaselli, Lorenzo Tomaselli, not Alessandro. My bad. Is right on the trail of Prozig as they approach Scarperia. This will be interesting to see. It's difficult to overtake everywhere except for turn 1. It doesn't mean it's impossible.
Yeah, this circuit is very narrow. Obviously, it's a bit more suited to motorcycle racing, but that doesn't mean that these cars can't run here without putting up a good show.
We're approaching Buccina, and let's see if Tomaselli can make anything work. Probably not. The answer is no. Our Buccina is a very long acceleration zone, and it launches you onto this long fast section, this long straight. And Tomaselli's exit was terrible. It's going to put him vulnerable to an attack from Jamie Griffiths. It's side by side with the Italian as we enter lap 2 of this race. Griffiths get him on the outside of San Donato. It will be bold, and unfortunately for him, it's a failure. Meanwhile, is that Dudu Kirby making up another place? It is. He's up at a 5th. Incredible. Did he get Anderson there, actually? I think he got him as well. He got Valdinger there into turn 1, and he also got Anderson, I think. Tell at the back he's been passed by Adventure. No, Anderson is in P4, my bad. That was another car he overtook. That was Pasquale, not Anderson. Let's look at this. It was 3 wide almost for a minute. Pasquale went for the outside, which was a killer move, because it ruined his momentum absolutely. And Kirby took advantage, got past both of them by the time we got to the apex.
Yeah, Kirby's on a man on a mission today, isn't he? He's just absolutely
Definitely.
cutting through the field today.
He's getting
it's only
10
lap 2.
places, and we haven't even done a lap and a half yet. Dudu Kirby is now reeling in Thomas Anderson, as Ruslan Protic is looking pretty slow at a minute. Holding up Lorenzo Tomaselli and Jamie Griffiths. The 3 championship contenders are all within the top 5, and Anderson is starting to defend already.
Yeah, Andersson's under a lot of pressure here from Kirby. The question is maybe not if, it's more when Kirby overtakes, because he clearly has the more pace at the moment.
Don't forget the weather could play a factor in this. Mistakes are likely to happen. It's only a matter of who will make that mistake first. Now Protic doing a good job to hold on to the lead. I have to wonder for how much longer he can keep doing that, because he doesn't appear to have the pace, especially compared to Lorenzo Tomaselli and Jamie Griffiths.
Yeah, Protic looks to be struggling in the rain, it looks like, but yeah, we can't know for sure if it's just the rain or it's just his
Meanwhile, the
pace.
two Rapactors were fighting in towards Buccina, as well as the two Charuzes continue keeping his teammate behind. Adventure went very wide there on exit, as now Tomaselli is going for the outside. This could give Griffiths an opportunity to bounce back, as Tomaselli has set the fastest lap, and predictably he can make the pass there. I think Dudu Kirby will be able to pass Anderson. Griffiths can get front Tomaselli, but Dudu Kirby has taken the position from his championship rival. He's up into 4th place. What a brilliant race he's having, as Dennis Graf makes a brilliant move into San Donato.
Yeah, wow. He's already overtaken his championship rival on lap 3 out of 36.
This guy started in 15th. Absolutely insane effort.
I think the question now with Kirby is what he can't do.
Well, yeah, indeed. Also have to keep fuel loads in mind. They could play a role in this race. Kirby, I think he's fuel lighter than the guys around him. Even so, he has very solid pace. Jamie Griffiths might be under threat soon, unless he can pile the pressure on Tomaselli first.
Yeah, it's a bit difficult right now to predict how everything is gonna shake up with all the pace differences and everything in the top 3 at the moment.
Well, there's something interesting to point out. Protic has extended the lead to Tomaselli to over a second, 1.1 seconds to be exact. So Griffiths could have an opportunity, but he has his mirrors full due to Kirby behind him. Kirby could be up into the podium place when I start lap 4. Griffiths will try past Tomaselli first. If he goes for the outside, he'll surely lose the position to Kirby. It looks like he is going for the outside. Kirby, duly going in the slipstream. He's gonna try to get past both of them. Can Drew Kirby take 2nd place? It's gonna be massive if he can do it. And he can do it. Incredible. Kirby up into 2nd on lap 4. This is an absolutely incredible performance. Griffiths can get past Tomaselli still. And meanwhile behind, we got Sam Racing. Patel trying to make a move. He's got past Adventure. Watzel. It's a little slow at the minute. He's holding up Skillen.
I'm wondering what they put in Dudu's breakfast this morning, because he's absolutely on fire right now.
Yeah, absolutely. This pace is absolutely supreme in Kirby at the minute. Meanwhile, Jamie Griffiths clearly not having a good time behind Lorenzo Tomaselli. What was Anderson's advantage like? It was 5 points, was it? Or was it something else?
I can check that. I think it was 5 points. Yes, it was.
Well, if it stays like this, then Kirby will actually take the lead for himself by the time we get into Lagos. He'll have home advantage, of course. Now he'll be hoping to take the lead. Let's see if he can pull it off. Protic is defending into Buccina. He's defended very well so far this race, but that defense could be coming to an end. Kirby is attacking hard, but he's gonna go for the outside look. This isn't gonna be the brightest idea, but if anyone can make it work, it's Dudu Kirby. Let's see if he can do it. No, he can't. Meanwhile, Griffith's going for the outside of Tomaselli. Predictably, it did not work out. As Jake Galloway, meanwhile, attacks Benz Wallinger into turn 1, San Donato, he's got him. Wallinger drops down to P7, as his teammate Curtis was racing there, and it looks like the track got wear. Meanwhile, Henry Watzel tried to move there on the Charouz, but he had a lockup here into turn 1. Pretty big one. The state. Oh my goodness. This could be a big factor. Dodo Corby, I think his momentum could grind to a halt if a change of tires is in order. Because he is fuel lighter than these guys. And he's clearly trying to get past Ruslan Project very hard. He won't have many more chances in the drive if it stays like this. These guys could jump onto the wet tires.
Yeah, I think a strategy call might not be what Corby was hoping for. I think this, I'd say the strategy runs now is probably more favored to the dry, or yeah, just dry conditions in general. So
look here, Corby has fueled 5 laps higher than Ruslan Project. That could be a big reason for his pace advantage. Pace advantage means absolutely nothing if you don't have track position, and there aren't many places to take it. Corby tried into Buccina, but it was never gonna work. Look here, he's got a brilliant exit. He's gonna go for the outside again. Yes, he is. And that's, even though his exit was brilliant, this is definitely not brilliant. Side by side these guys go. A Project should be able to hold on to the lead. And yeah, you can see the guy on the outside will always slow down there. As now Pascual is racing with Wallinger for P7. I think Wallinger's had him. Over there, yeah. Meanwhile, Pascual moved on to defend the inside from the Rapax is approaching him.
yeah, turn 1, as a person said in chat, seems to be the overtaking hotspot. So all the moves seem to be happening
I
there.
wouldn't even call it the hotspot, I'd call it the only spot. Because you can clearly see that Corby can't put that pace advantage to good use. It's impossible to Casanova and Savelli here. So he's definitely trying. Into Arrabbiata, it's even more difficult. Oh, the rain is gone already.
Huh.
Well, that's a surprise.
That is very strange.
Absolutely.
Felt like it was pouring down just a few minutes ago.
Indeed, but it was always gonna stop raining eventually, but came to a halt quicker than we expected. Meanwhile, out of Correntaro, Dodo Corby's got a brilliant exit. He's right on the Pro from San Protug. Could he try to move past him in towards Buccina? I don't think so. Tomaselli is actually getting closer.
Yeah, Corby seems to be losing time behind Protsiuk, it looks like. Well, then again,
burning up his tires a little much. He's been in dirty air the entire race. He goes for the outside again. Surely he won't make it work. He is going for the outside again. Watch for Tomaselli behind. He'll be getting the slipstream from Protsiuk and could make the move on Dodo Corby. No, actually, it's Jamie Griffiths who makes the move on Tomaselli. It goes up into 3rd place. Geez, that's weird. Meanwhile, Waterson's teammate, Kalevich, makes a move on Pascual. Turn 1 is definitely wet now. Waterson couldn't make the move, but his teammate did. Joe Waterson is in P10. Meanwhile, look at this, a lot of battling. It's hard to keep track. All I know is that the Virtuosis are at the back.
Yeah, it's not been a great day for the UNI Virtuosi team, hasn't it?
Nope, not really. Meanwhile, Jamie Griffiths getting onto the prow of Dodo Corby. Both these guys are confirmed to have seats for next year, so this will be their last hurrah in GP2. Which of them will be ahead in the championship fight, I wonder, and in this race. Looks like Protsiuk is eking out a little bit of a breather. He's getting some space for himself, and Corby isn't able to attack him as hard as before.
Yeah, I think Corby seems to be losing a bit of pace now. He's actually gonna, I think, he'd look for a move there.
It was impossible.
Yeah, but yeah, he seems to be losing quite a bit of pace behind Protsiuk now.
Yeah, whatever Ruslan Protsiuk is doing is definitely worked up until now. It's worked very well as Corby tried into Buccina. It didn't work and it's gonna compromise his exit, I think, a little bit. Well, not so much, but he's gonna go left or right. Protsiuk is forcing him to go left. This is great defense from the Russian. Corby may be side by side with him now, but when we get to San Donato, that won't be the case any longer.
Yeah, outside just does not work there.
Reminds me a little bit of turn 12 at Sochi, if you know what I'm saying. As now look, Pascual is bouncing back, he's overtaking Kalovic, almost getting Wallinger as well.
Yeah, would have been a great move if he succeeded with a double overtake.
Meanwhile,
But
Thatcher has been overtaken by Curtis. Ooh, and he had a pretty big slide there. Oversteer caught up to him, and yeah, he'll be happy he lost only one position, though Dennis Graf is right behind him, trying to attack him.
yeah, some parts of the track appear dry, but some parts of the track appear damp as well. So I think it's a bit hard for the drivers to.
Sector 1 is definitely wet, as now approaching Arrabbiata, Dodo Corby surely not going to be able to make the move here. What I want to say is, it's very, very nice that pretty much everybody is battling with someone at the minute. As now approaching Scarperia, sorry, Corby couldn't make the move. He was thinking about sending it, but it was very, very difficult. Down to Correntaio. Look how much spray is coming from the rear. Pratyuk's car, Dodo Corby needs to make it work as quick as he can before he gets caught up by Griffiths. Towards Buccine. Is he going to be brave enough to think of it? He's definitely thinking about it, but he couldn't make it work. It was very unlikely to begin with. Now Jake Galloway is actually on the back of Thomas Anderson. Did the Pratyuk budge this time, or will his defense work yet again? As Corby goes to the left, looks like Pratyuk will keep him behind still. It's very interesting. Pratyuk has refused to budge so far, and his defense has been brilliant. Meanwhile, Jamie Griffiths has kept Tomaselli at bay. Looks like Vandiger will keep Pascual behind as well. But will he keep behind Kalovic? Well, Kalovic should be able to go past Pascual if he sends it into turn 1. But what about Vandiger? Vandiger spins it actually! He's lost control of the car. And not just him, Kyle Burns has crashed with him! Both of them have slid wide. And that's the end of the race for Kyle Burns. But Vandiger keeps going. And there's a bigger crash there. Watson's right there back of him. So is Graf and McCarthy. Oh, massive pile up here. Look at San Donato.
Oof, that's. I mean, it's just one after one, isn't it? It's a bit of a domino effect that was, but yeah, unfortunate. That is a quite a big accident.
So much debris, and Kyle Burns' car. Look where it's parked. Arthur's gonna have to be quick to remove it.
Yeah, definitely. That was, yeah, quite a chaotic
very
accident.
Bizarre incident, but considering the weather, it was bound to happen. It's a matter of when, not if. And the when has just hit us. And it's unfortunately not been good for Kyle Burns or for Ben Wallinger. Let's see what happened again. Wallinger was just running a normal line for the first corner. He wasn't actually defending hard from these guys, but he cut some oversteer here. And once he ended up on the AstroTurf, that was the end of him, really.
Yeah, Waldinger. Yeah, he went wide, and that resulted in a spin. And I think Burns
made the same error. Unfortunately, those two errors put them into contact with each other. You can see Burns' left rear was pretty much chopped off from the contact, and that was the end of his race. But the massive pileup came after that. His car was still rolling. Henry Watzel, unfortunately, couldn't avoid it.
Yeah, I'd say Burns got very unlucky. He just kind of spun almost in sympathy for Waldinger, and then he just barely clipped his back wheel with Waldinger. So yeah, he got quite unlucky with that accident.
If I could describe it in 5 words, I'd say wrong place at the wrong time. Meanwhile, Dodo Corby's taking the lead actually. How on earth did he do that? Towards Correntaio, Pratyuk went very wide, look. It's compromised his exit and allowed Corby to just sneak right past him. Brilliant. Advantage of that mistake. Dodo Corby is up into the lead of the race, started from 15th. And look here on the death panel, it's a change of tires happening. So these guys are gonna jump into the pits for wet tires.
I mean...
Yeah, absolutely.
Ooh.
Half the field is coming into the pits right now. And Dodo Corby is in. Ooh, he's had a big slide there, so did Pratyuk. And I think Griffiths as well, but they recovered it. Kalovic is staying out. No, not Kalovic, sorry. Kalovic has come in. It was his teammate who stayed out, Joe Larson. Joe Galloway also stayed out. Curtis will slide there. I guess the slides are commonplace now. Zorbach is also coming in. Very interesting to see what happens. Who's going to come out in front? think Griffiths could have had a very good pit stop there. I think he's in front of the others. Corby's only coming out now, look. So Jamie Griffiths is in the lead of the race, and Protsiuk, oh no! He's having to wait for everybody. And his chances of the win have gone from a very high percentage to a very low percentage now. He's having to wait even further.
Yeah, well, that's, I guess, almost Protsiuk's win gone then. That was the worst timing ever for Ruslan, it must be said.
Absolutely. And what a shame that is. But once misfortune is another one's fortune. It appears fortune has definitely hit Jamie Griffiths, the Welshman. After everyone who has stopped, is the leader.
Yeah, perfectly executed stop for Galloway. He leads now.
Galloway hasn't pitted.
Oh.
He stayed out. Oh,
Yeah,
Gabriel
my bad.
Coutinho on the slicks, he went wide into turn one. Let's see that again. Oh my goodness. Oh jeez. Quintino's season is definitely not going very well at the minute, and a little bit embarrassing, but there wasn't much he could do on the wet AstroTurf. He's lucky he kept it on track, to be frank.
Yeah, it's a bit chaotic at the moment. It's quite hard to keep up, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, but I want to see again how Griffiths got the jump on everyone, because we need to take a replay of that pit stop. Must have been brilliant. Let's see. Corby came in as the leader. Protsiuk followed him right up. Griffiths came in third. He still slid, but not as much as the others, I think. Still, good car control from everybody to keep it in a straight line. Now Jamie Griffiths, he came in to the Carlin box. Carlin are the last place box. This is a massive boon for Jamie Griffiths. He didn't have to wait for anyone coming through the pit lane. That is what gave him a brilliant advantage. He came out first and is now the favorite to win this race.
Yeah, I'd say the pit box placement was very lucky for Griffiths.
Yeah, and Corby, he's gonna have to do all that hard work again, I'm afraid. He was able to climb into the lead at the end of lap 9, but now I don't even know where he's gonna emerge. It's still the Corby's gonna have to do all of that again, as Jamie Griffiths has gained very much from the slick-shotted adventure. It's clearly on the wrong tire at the minute.
I think was there a mistake from Watterson, it looked like.
Surprised. Well, Jake Galloway we're looking at into Quarantayo. Has he made the same error as Osan
The
Protsiuk?
slick drivers can't keep it on the track anymore.
They're gonna have to come in surely. Watterson having the same error, but are he and Galloway taking a gamble maybe? Look at this, Watterson went off the track entirely to be on that. He was lucky. He was able to rejoin safely. Quintino made the same error.
Yeah, you can really see everyone on the slick tires are just struggling to keep it on the track. And you see, compared to...
Venture makes an error there, but Griffiths wasn't able to get him, and Tomaselli is in the fire as well, as is Corby. Take a look at this. Dodo Corby is actually fueled at the end of the race. Griffiths is not. That could be a big thing.
This is going to be chaotic, to say the least.
Griffiths should be able to get past that Venture here. Venture is coming into the pits, I think. Everyone is, actually. As Venture, he's pitted in the pit lane! Oh my goodness me, Jerome D'Ambrosio flashbacks here. Is he gonna crash it? No, he's not. That's an embarrassing mistake to make.
It definitely is.
But I was able to avoid that Venture, but look at this fight we got. Jamie Griffiths leads. Jake Galloway stayed out! Oh my goodness, this is... No, he did pit. Galloway pitted. He didn't stay out. Galloway had a master stroke. I don't know how he had found that much pace on the in lap in the wet, but somehow he's actually managed to come out in second.
That is...
Maybe that adventure helped him a little bit by holding up the others. And Jake Galloway is now in second place. He's looking good for a third podium in a row.
That was... Yeah, everything just fell into place for Galloway.
Indeed. And Watterson is also fueled to the end of the race. That's interesting. Now Fasheray. Ooh, he spins it! He spins it into San Donato. Can everyone avoid him? Pascal could, as Fastway is getting back on track now. He had to spin again though. Adventure in the pits as well. The fuel strategies are going to be interesting, I'm telling you that.
Yeah, it definitely will. But you can really tell how treacherous these conditions are, considering that we've had quite a lot of spins for quite a few laps. Here's the
Yeah,
replay
indeed.
of Adventure spinning in the pit lane.
Well, he didn't hit that medical car. It could have been a disaster if he did. Thankfully he didn't. And then Adventure, it's an embarrassing mistake. But yeah.
Yeah, it was quite an
Meanwhile,
embarrassing
Irvin is
mistake.
saying he has it in 4K if anyone wants the video. Well, I'm not so sure about that, but what I'm sure of is that this is probably the race of the season. What do you think?
Well, it's certainly exciting for sure. I mean, we're only on lap
We're-
11 of 36.
We're not even a third of the way through yet.
Yeah,
it's definitely
exactly.
very interesting. Jake Galloway, I'm not even sure how he managed to do that, but he's now up at the second. He'll be hoping he can stay there and hold off Tomaselli and Corbis. Jamie Griffiths is going to try to build up a lead. Recently announced Williams driver for 2020.
Yeah, that'll definitely give him quite the confidence boost.
Not just that, but if he wins today, that'll be exactly what he needs to bring his championship chances back to life. Same for Jake Galloway, actually, but I'm not sure if Galloway will remain in the hunt. Either way, it really is a renaissance. Now Dodo Corby, who is fueled to the end. Keep a very close eye on that. Bold strategy call because the conditions could change yet again before the end, so it'll be interesting. Corby is fueled to the end, the others around him are not. Mr. Tomaselli is gaining onto Jake Galloway. He's going to try to send it past him into San Donato. Looks like he is going for it. Doesn't want to waste any time, and he wants to chase down Griffiths, and he cannot get him. Galloway had the grip on exit on the outside, but now on exit as they approach Luco. Tomaselli, side by side they go, and Borgo San Lorenzo will be next. Who will be in front? I think Galloway has done enough to hold down, but look how much time Griffiths is getting on these guys as a result of that. And Galloway has managed to stay in front, hopefully.
That was a great battle between the two, very respectable.
Indeed. And that was Poggio second on Borgo San Lorenzo, my apologies. But either way, Ruslan Protsuk is now trying to move into Materazzi, surely not going to work. And it didn't.
Yeah, it was barely no space there. Wouldn't have worked.
Yeah, and yeah, we're now on board with Dodo Corby. The strategy could work out very well in his favor if the conditions stay as it is right now. Dodo Corby is on the progress of not Alessandro, my goodness, of Lorenzo Tomaselli, and he'll be hoping not to get impeded too much because if these guys keep battling, Jamie Griffiths could get a massive gap. What do you think?
Yeah, apologies, my mom was writing to me.
Oh my goodness. Well,
Yeah, well, could you repeat what you said?
I think if these guys keep battling, Griffiths will have the opportunity to build up a gap. What do you think?
Well, yeah, definitely. As here's actually a move. Here's Kirby on
For the
Tomaselli.
outside, it didn't work in the dry. It's probably not going to work in the wet either. Kirby had to slow down there. Pretty predictable. Meanwhile, Thomas Bennett, who is not fueled to the end, is trying to overtake Joe Larson, who is. Can he make it work around the outside? And the answer is no. A big fat no besides that one is now Aaron Curtis tries to move on Ruslan Protiuk, but Pascual has actually got him around the outside. Brilliant stuff. But Curtis has got him back on exit.
Yeah,
I think the marshal is just getting ready to go out there and wave the yellow flags. He knows mistakes are going to happen. He's just on standby.
Well, turn one seems to be the epicenter of all incidents at the moment, it looks like.
Yeah, absolutely. Now then, we want to keep an eye on Griffiths, see how much he can build up that lead. It's currently 2.4 seconds in front of Jake Galloway. He's going to want to keep building it up because Corby will be on more tires by the end of the race. Griffiths could have a massive advantage.
Yeah, he definitely could. Kirby could be overdriving those tires.
Dry,
who
going
knows?
to the end would be the wise strategy, but in the wet, all bets are off, really. Can get some massive pace deltas, depending on your tire condition. And Dodo Corby, I don't think he wants to waste any time. He's gonna want to get past Tomaselli as quick as he can. What do you think?
Yeah, I agree with what you said. He does not want to waste time behind these cars, definitely, to have a chance at scoring the win. It's strange.
He's going
we
for
all,
the outside, so if he wants to waste time, that's definitely how you do it. He's going to be stuck behind Tomaselli for at least another lap. Meanwhile, Thomas Bennett is back at it again for another round with Joel Watson. He's going for the outside again. This could be an opportunity for Ruslan Protsik to take back a place. We've got a yellow flag actually at Buccina, and it's Razak Fashway who spun. Dempsey's day is going from bad to worse.
That's the second time he spun, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, he keeps it out of the wall, and Razak Fashway not looking too good for him at the minute. Him or his teammate. I don't think this was entirely self-inflicted. Look, the skill ran to the back of him in Buccina. No, he didn't. It was entirely self-inflicted. Isaac Fashray, the pressure got to him, I'm afraid. He went offline. And that's what you get for running offline, I'm afraid, in the wet.
Yeah, unfortunate for Fajer. It's really not his day today. As there's another spin.
He spun into Luca while trying to defend from Kirby. My goodness. The track actually be getting worse. Look at that. Tomaselli just slid there. And that's third place back for Kirby. Kalovic has got through as well. And what about Anderson? Well, Anderson will be thankful for that position, I'm sure. Will Tomaselli come out behind Anderson? Well, there's a pretty big gap to Bennett. Yeah, Lorenzo Tomaselli has gone from 3rd to 6th, and the chance at podium has probably gone. Yellow flags are still out there. Is there for someone else? Yes, it's Warson! Warson is spun as well. Has he collided with Protsuk into turn 2? Luca? Yes, they have not, actually. Very close, but Warson spun on his own accord there. Even though it seemed for a second like they had made contact, it was entirely on Warson. Wait, no, they actually did touch a little. Did they?
No,
Yeah,
no
well-
contact, no contact.
No contact, so it's entirely a spin from Morrison. This chaotic race is getting even more chaotic. Morrison fished on the podium in Istanbul, but he definitely won't be getting the podium this time. As Curtis took advantage of the chaos to stay in front of Pashko, who tried to move here into Luko, but even so there were yellow flags, but still, Curtis was able to keep him at bay.
This is really strange. We've had 3 spins in not even a lap.
In about 30 seconds, actually.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, there's a shocker. Jake Galloway was on fresher tires than Jamie Griffiths. Okay, 1 lap fresher tires, but still, it's gaining massively on him. The gap is 1.5 seconds. Could this be a bad omen for Corby later in the race? We'll see. Meanwhile, Thomas Bennett is right to the back of Lorenzo Tomaselli.
We're gonna see if he's gonna get the move. I don't think he's gonna try it here. Yeah. You wouldn't really be smart to try a move there, considering it's not really the best place, I think. Unless someone makes a mistake, obviously, but yeah.
Well, if you remember how Dodo Kirby took the lead initially from Ruslan Protsuk, gotta hope for that to happen. But now Thomas Bennett is on the back of Tomaselli, into Buccina. He's gonna need to maximize his exit and go for the inside if he wants to make the move forward. But I don't think Tomaselli will just let him go for the inside that easily. Yeah, look, forcing Bennett to go to the left. And that's how you defend here at Mugello. That had no answer. No, Pashko tried to go to the left as well to pass Curtis. The result was predictable, really.
Yeah. Outside is basically almost 100% confirmed to not work.
Well, Pashko did make it work earlier on, but still.
I think you need...
special circumstances. Patel is trying a move on McCarthy. What do you think was going to happen? I'm afraid Haas couldn't make the move work. And Dennis Graff is attacking Adventure, and he's going to have the inside. He's going to the right. Here goes Graf, trying to get past the pole. Have to brake late into San Donato to get him. Very close to contact. But Adventure had better stability and was able to keep in front. Now they're side by side into Luco. Adventure has the inside that will turn into the outside. He's still keeping behind, but we got yellow flag. It's Richard McCarthy who spun. Oh my god, she's out at Materazzi. That's the end of his race. And yeah, that's the end of McCarthy's race, really. This time it was at Materazzi, not at Luca, but we still had an error. And Pashko is spun as well into Escarperia. What's happened there? Oh my goodness. And Curtis! Must have collided. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
both
the
of them are off.
conditions are getting absolutely bad. It's so worse at the moment, so that the drivers spin all the time.
My god. The heavy rain is just getting heavier. Is there any hope for direct weather by the end of the race? Probably not, but either way, this is a lottery at the minute. Aaron Curtis, he drew the short straw on that one, I'm afraid.
Yeah, everything's just going a bit crazy at the moment, but we're gonna see the replay and if they really did make contact. Here's McCarthy. I don't know if... No, he just spun on his own. Huh.
McCarthy had enough of it and just slammed it into the wall afterwards. Meanwhile, Tomaselli was keeping Prozig behind. Prozig or Bennett? I think it was Bennett actually, not Prozig, my bad. And Pashkol ran into the back of Curtis. Look, Curtis had nothing he could do. If you get hit from behind in the wet, that's the end of you. And yeah, Pashkol's mistake wiped out both of them, but though Pashkol was able to get back on track sooner.
Yeah, it was quite a high-speed accident too, but yeah, glad there's a lot of runoff there, so they got it stopped in time.
Meanwhile, Bennett couldn't get past Tomaselli into turn 1. And Prozig is actually getting back into this fight, so it'll be interesting. Meanwhile, Zorbach is in 10th. He's fighting Warsen. Warsen keeps him at bay.
Yeah, a lot of fighting going on. It's a bit, what's the word? No,
Hectic.
nothing. Never mind. Hectic, yeah, I guess.
Yeah, very true. And don't forget, we're gonna have a battle for the lead. Jake Galloway is hounding down Jamie Griffiths. It could be very interesting. I think Corby will be trying his damn hardest to make sure he gains on these guys, as Tomaselli had a very slow line there towards Savelli.
Yeah, Tomaselli is just absolutely under pressure at the moment.
Oh, did Warsen? Could Zorbach make a move into Casanova? Probably not. No, it was never gonna happen. Sorry, Casanova is the right-hander, Savelli is the left-hander. I got them mixed up just a little bit. Hopefully I won't be guillotined for that or anything like that. Anyway, and towards Cornentario we go, and Zorbach is stuck behind Warsen, and that wasn't Cornentario, that was Carperia. But in the wet, it's even harder to remember the corner names, you know.
Unfortunately, the firing squad has been ordered for your execution.
Oh no! Anyway, looks like we still got a fire in our hand. Zorbach is gonna try his damn hardest to get past Joel Warsen. And into Buccine, he's gonna have a shot, but it's probably not gonna work. Let's see, the German will try to go for it. And into Buccine we go. He's gonna go for the outside. Yeah, but it didn't work. Still, we'll get a good exit. Speaking of good exits, Bennett sure had a good exit. He's going for the outside on Tomaselli. It's not gonna work. And that was all she wrote, really. Well, Tomasz Pascual, we're on board with him. He's that's not Tomasz Pascual, that's Joel Warsen, who's tried successfully to keep Zorbach behind. Now we're looking at Pascual, who is behind Zorbach and stays behind Zorbach. Quintino almost running into the back of Skill in there, look. Trying to get 12th place from him. Unfortunately, he can do it.
Yeah, I think...
take a look at this. It's Jake Galloway against Jamie Griffiths. Galloway has one lap fresh retires. That surely has an impact in the wet weather. Galloway is clearly quicker.
Yeah, it definitely looks to have the pace, and
If it goes wide there, look, into Cornentario, that could harm him. Galloway could take the lead here, and he does. I think into Biondetti, yeah. Shoves Griffiths off the track, and he's taking the lead from him. Jake Galloway is up in the race lead. Brilliant move, he forced the error on Griffiths. I'm afraid everyone is struggling, and Griffiths is no exception.
yeah, Griffiths just kind of went wide there, and Galloway just said thank you very much and slipped by and took the lead.
Yeah, indeed. Galloway is on 74 points. If he wins this race, I think he'll still be in the title fight come Brazil, considering where Anderson is headed. Someone fact check me on that. That could be that could be a very interesting turn of events.
This race really has flipped the championship on its head, hasn't it?
Yeah, indeed. But Anderson, don't forget, it's not like he's having a bad race. He's in the top 5, I think, so he'll still get some good points.
Yeah.
But now Griffiths is trying out again. Can he get back in front of Galloway? Galloway is defending the inside though, so Griffiths will have a hard time. And one Brit keeps the other Brit behind.
Yeah, it's good defending from...
A little bit of a slide there from Griffiths, but it didn't cost him too much. Meanwhile, the top 4 in the championship are all in the top 5 in this race, so that's going to be pretty interesting, as now Bennett is trying to move on to Maselli, but it's probably not going to succeed. And no, it's definitely not going to succeed. As we got yellow flag and Puccine, who is in front for Max Skillen. Skillen has spun, and did he collide with anybody? He actually taps the wall there, but thankfully doesn't take any damage. And now Skillen had to jam on the brakes. He's letting Adventure through. What happened to Max Skillen there? I wonder. Yellow flags are actually gone. Surely that's a bad call from the race direction. And now Curtis goes further. He had to slow down a lot.
Yeah, the day for you and I Virtuoso goes from bad to worse.
At least they're not dams. He spun on his own trying to defend from Quintino, look. Just lost the rear, and it was a pretty simple mistake, but a very common one. And definitely a costly one to add to that. Max Skillen's chances of points have gone down further.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, really.
Meanwhile, we've hit the halfway point in this race. Tell you about that. And now Tomasz Pascual is trying to pass Joel Watson. This is going to be 3 wide. Watson, Zorbach, and Pascual. Who's going to be in front? Pascual going for the move. He's collided with Zorbach. No, he hasn't. Oh my goodness. Zorbach has to run out of road there. And Pascual is in front. As they go into lookout, Pascual has taken the position. My goodness. My goodness.
That was close. Zorbach had to just kind of move out of the way there, almost.
Yeah, absolutely. Meanwhile, Dennis Graf is stuck behind Adventure. Or is that Fast Ray? It's one of the two, anyway. Meanwhile, Larson is still on the back of Zorbach. We're hoping to get back past Tim as quick as he can. Meanwhile, Dodo Corby is gaining on the leaders in Galloway and Griffith, so this is interesting. But Corby will have to keep an eye on his tires. Once these guys pit, they'll have a massive tire advantage over Corby. And they might be able to catch him before the end of this race. What do you think?
I think, well, it's certainly hard to predict now with the conditions. We don't really know how it's going to be ahead, or at least I can't remember. But
don't forget, there's still a possibility of things drying up, as the sky appears to be a little brighter at current tire look.
Yeah, I think it could be doable.
It'll be interesting to see nonetheless. Meanwhile, Dennis Graf into Scarperia. He tried the move there, but it didn't work. Now then, Protsiuk is watching as Bennett is trying to pass Tomaselli in towards the flat kink. Out even in the wet, but it's not flat out if you jam on the brakes, which is what Bennett had to do there. And yeah, Tomaselli defending well at the minute. In defense that Protsiuk employed in the first part of the race. Now Dennis Graf is hounding down Isaac Fascheray. He's gonna try to get past him as Corby is up there in third. Race from Corby at the minute. He'll score 15 points. Anderson will score 10. So they'll be level in the championship fight if it stays like this. Don't forget, Corby is going to the end of the race. The guys around him are not. That'll be very interesting, as now man is trying to force a mistake from Tomaselli into Savelli. He's not gonna make the move work. He had him almost into Castanova, but almost isn't good enough.
But I think he actually almost tried to move there. Look, that was really, really close.
Yeah, very imaginative though, I'll give him that much. Now Ruslan Protsiuk is in P8, third on pole, and he was robbed in the pit stop phases, I'm afraid. He'll be trying to get back in the fight though. Corby has 20 laps of fuel, he'll be going to the end comfortably, but in the wet, that might not be the best strategy. Because the tire wear is on a whole lot of level. Well, not the wear itself, but the degradation. If you remember in the top class, if you have pressure tires, you could gain like 3 seconds lap on the other guy. It'll be very interesting to see what happens. Now Graf is still on the back of Fascheray. It's looking like a close fight at the minute.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it definitely is a close fight. The battle for the lead.
Well, in regards to Corby and Larson, because they're the ones fueled to the end. To try this would be 100% the best strategy. But in the wet, I'm not so sure. And this strategy, while it looks safe, could backfire massively. We'll see what happens just. Hopefully Dodo Corby, well, he's definitely rolled the dice. Let's see if the dice are in his favor. As now Bennett's making them on Tomaselli. This time he should get him as he has the inside. Into San Donato. He actually could not get him initially. What about around to Luco? No, Tomaselli keeps him back. Defending from the Italian. The home fans clearly energizing him as Patel and get Quintino there.
Yeah, I think you need the overlap on the outside to actually be able to make a move through there.
And on the inside.
Might work on the outside too. I don't know.
Well, then his Graf is gonna try to see if it can work on Isaac Fast Ray, and the answer is no on that one. It's a very, very rare event, and yeah, not so much you can say about that really. Either way, Dennis Graf in P16 is not going to plan exactly, but his teammate Thomas Bennett is definitely doing much better at the minute.
Yeah, definitely is. It's kind of not been his day really, or yeah, I don't know. Just nothing really spectacular.
I guess. I'm looking at the chat meanwhile just a little bit. Seems you guys are very excited about this race, as are we in the country booth for good reason too. As now look at this, Graf tried to force the move into Savelli, but that didn't work. That did not work. Meanwhile, Thomas Bennett is right behind our son. No, his son, for goodness sake. Lorenzo Tomaselli is right behind Lorenzo Tomaselli. Try to get past him, but at the moment he's not successful, and neither is Dennis Graf in his pursuit of Fast Ray.
Too many Tomasellis.
Tomaselli counter, indeed. There's now Bennett having another look at him. I think he's gonna fail again, yes. You can get past him there, and Ruslan Protsky is getting closer, but I don't think he'll be able to pass either. And the answer is no on that one. Meanwhile, don't forget, we'll be expecting pit stops soon enough. The guys who aren't fueled to the end. It'll be very interesting to see what happens as Patel is having a look at Quintino around the outside. Has to jump on the brakes there. It was never gonna work.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Meanwhile, Dennis Graf going for the outside once again. I don't even think I need to comment it through this. We know what's gonna happen. The move is not gonna succeed. He's gonna have to jump on the brakes here, look. And can I see the future or something? No, it was just very, very predictable. Now Patel, his teammate, will be pitting. Max Skillen will be pitting. You saw in the dev panel there. And I wonder if there will be anyone else coming in. I think Bennett had a red indicator, which means Graf should pit as well. Jamie Griffith is coming in, as is Thomas Anderson. Guys, first and third in the championship are gonna try to box now and try to use their fresher tires to maybe gain some places. Because fresh tires in the wet is a massive boost, as Griffiths is in. Is he gonna be able to get the jump on Galloway perhaps, or not? This will be interesting.
This is certainly an interesting observation. I'm definitely looking forward to how this is going to play out for both.
15 laps to go. In the dry, it would be a massive ask to get that gap back to Kirby. But in the wet, it's a whole different story.
Intermediates.
Griffith has switched to the inters. This is very bold. It's playing his favor, or it could backfire. Depends how the track conditions change. As Anderson pits as well, 5.8 seconds stop.
Anderson
Very quick.
stays on the full wets.
He's sorry, he's not on the inters. He's still on the full west Thomas Anderson. This will be very interesting. A pace advantage will probably be there. And Dudu Kirby, he was very quick in the first stint, but now he'll be weaker. As we look at this, we got that fight. And Jamie Griffiths has emerged in front of that fight. That'll be key for his chances. Now he has clean air and he can push. Push he will.
Inters look slow. I think I could tell that from the turn he did.
Yeah. Oh, got yellow. Abuchina, who could it be for? It's for Joel Watterson, who was still to the end. Now he spun it, and yeah, Watterson's race was looking good so far, but now it's taking a turn for the worse.
Yeah.
He needs to get those tires up to temperature, and then he can start pushing, but have Carlin made a mistake by putting him on the intermediates or not? It'll be interesting to see, as Skillen has a slide there and on pit lane entry. Meanwhile, Fast Ray, who is pitting this lap, mind you, is attacking Graf. Graf got him earlier, and now Fast Ray is back in front of him again. Meanwhile, Griffiths is 20 seconds, or is that 28? It's 28, isn't it? Down on the leaders. Is it 20? 1 and 2, anyway.
Yeah, it's quite a big gap.
Yeah, I'll say that again. Still, Griffiths is trying as hard as he can to make those tires work, but that could have been a very costly mistake. McCarlin, guys, and look at this, both Graf and Frenchry had a slide towards Casanova and Savelli.
I almost thought it was going to be a spin for Fagery front, actually.
Yeah, I felt the same. And I have to wonder, what will that pit call from Griffiths mean for the championship? Because it was probably the wrong tire as Tomaselli is trying to make his way past him in towards turn 1. Now Griffiths keeps him behind, and Bennett uses that to his advantage to go through one Welshman, helping the other Welshman out.
The Welsh alliance is formed. Well, yeah, Bennett just absolutely sailed past.
Indeed. Now, if I was Jamie Griffiths, I'd be begging for the rain to stop as Jake Galloway has a pit call, because if the rain stops and the track conditions get better, he'll be on inters, everyone else will be on full wets, and Griffiths will be able to push a lot, but at the moment, he appears to be struggling.
Yeah, the guys on the Inter seem to be struggling a bit.
No, if Fast Ray comes in, what tire will he choose? It's time to find out. Galloway will come in at the end of this lap as well. It'll hand the lead back to Corby, but Galloway could be able to push big time. Looks like Fast Ray is still on the wets, is he?
Yeah, full wets.
Right. I think Fast Ray's made the right choice for the time being.
I think he has, so, yeah, I think he has.
Bennett tries to overtake Griffiths. Griffiths is getting his tires up to temperature, but he can't quite pull away. Now Jake Galloway is in, and his tire choice could be critical if in deciding this win. Is he going to go for the wets or for the inters? Galloway in, and they're servicing him. Those appear to be inters, actually.
No, it's full wets.
It's full wets? Alright. Found those full wets. He can begin the attack. He can attack Dudu Kirby. We'll see how that plays out.
Yeah, definitely, but the Inter tire does not look to be the tire to go at the moment.
Yeah, so it appears. As Thomas Bennett is trying to get past Jamie Griffiths, and Griffiths is hanging on despite being on the worst tire.
Well, maybe Carlin just wants to gamble with Griffiths because he has nothing to lose in the championship fight. He needs
Yeah, I
to
guess
get
so.
something.
Dorbach is
Anyway.
in, and will he be on the inters as well?
Price! What?
Wrong flicks! What is this?
What the
What
hell?
is this strategy called?
What the hell
is
that?
today.
What?
Meanwhile, Quintino goes very wide into San Donato to give Patel the position, but he'll have the inside in towards Luca. We'll see what happens there. Was this a master stroke or an epic fail from Carlin? What do you think, guys? It definitely looks like epic fail at the minute. The track drives
Carlin
up,
is
so that
trying
could be a big
some
beneficiary.
weird strategies.
Yeah, indeed. Very much indeed. Reminds me of Toro Rosso strategies with Pierre Gasly, where it got wet.
I think
He went to Germany 2018. It went
I
on the
think
full wets when it was still slick conditions.
I think the Carlin team might be looking at a different race, to be honest.
I guess so, and they're throwing away points like this. Jamie very angry in the chat. He wants the strategist to be fired, it appears. Well,
Careful how
Jake
Tala
Galloway
strategies.
is 19 seconds behind Corby as Marko Kalovic is in for his stop. And it'll be interesting to see if Galloway can hunt down Dudu Kirby and catch him before the end. They're on the same tire, and they'll be going to the end, both of them. But Galloway has a tire advantage. Meanwhile, Kalovic is in. A little bit of a delay with the wheel not there. But it's not a slow stop at all. It's 6.7. It appears to be on a full wet. Meanwhile, Fast Ray has spun again. Third time today, and third time has definitely not been the charm.
Definitely not. A day to forget for Isaac, definitely.
I very much agree. You know, Ben had another look at Griffiths, but Griffiths was able to keep him back. Pascal
Intas for
on
Pascal.
Inters. Yeah, we can see
And
that.
for Protyuk.
Protyuk is also on Inters. Protyuk is having to wait again. Are you kidding me? My goodness.
Not again.
Oh my god. This guy should have won this race, but unfortunately, he was brilliant on track, but in the pits it was a different story. And that wasn't due to him. You know, Pascal comes out in 10th.
That must have been a worse luck for Protyuk. I mean, he's done basically nothing wrong with this race.
Yeah, meanwhile, one guy we gotta keep an eye on is Jake Galloway, because how quick can he catch Dudu Kirby? How much is he reducing that gap? What's the gap like now? It was 19 seconds last time we checked. And there was a lap ago when we checked. What is it like now? We're waiting and waiting. And It is 18.4 seconds. Galloway definitely pushing. He's closing that gap down.
Yeah, he definitely is. With 11 laps remaining, we'll just see if Galloway can catch up to Corby in the lead.
Yeah, indeed. Maybe could have been a brilliant strategy, but
Rob,
in the
check
end,
your mic, by the way. The quality is
Yeah.
not so good.
It sounds very muffled.
Right, tell me if it's better now or
It's
something
better.
like that. Okie dokie then. Griffith's still holding on to third. As we got a pit stop from Lorenzo Tomaselli. What tire will he go on, I wonder? Anyway, the Italian didn't slide this time actually. He came into the pits. And now Thomas Bennett is trying to get past Griffiths once again towards San Donato. One motion against the other, and this time Bennett is through.
Clean move from Thomas Bennett into turn 1. That was
Yeah, but don't forget he'll come in this lap as Tomaselli's gone on the drives as
Yeah,
well.
dries.
Do they know something we don't? They're in the camp of the box. Not even sure, honestly. Anyway, Tomaselli is out right in front of Gabriel Quintino, but I think Quintino will be able to pass him even if he comes in this lap. Adventure goes for the move, and Pascual very, very close to contact. Has been able to make it work towards Blue Call. Pascual will have the inside, but Adventure looks like he's got him.
Yeah. Well, I certainly thought there was definitely going to be contact into turn 1. It almost looked certain.
Gallo is gaining another second, 17.5 now. He's definitely pushing hard, he's gaining on Corby. And yeah.
And Adventure just shows that forwards are way better.
I guess so. Meanwhile, Joel Warson, who's been on these tires ever since the initial pit stop, he's a little bit struggling with these guys. But now Tomaselli, could he actually pull away from Warson? That'd be crazy. One guy on the dries, one guy on the full wets. And also got guys on inners.
I have no idea how he's keeping that car on the track, on the slicks, while people are struggling to do that on wet tires.
Well, the track is definitely looking better than it was 5 minutes ago, I'll give you that much. But
Yeah.
still, it was very, very bold for Tomaselli. As now it goes a little wide into Correntine, but not so much. Galloway's gained another second, my goodness. It's 16.6 now, the gap is. Tomaselli goes very wide here into P1. Ooh, he almost shoved in right into Watterson. That could have been very nasty. And we got some pit calls, look.
Yeah, I feel like Tomaselli's having a very tough time trying to control that car.
Yeah, indeed. But still, if it dries up, it could play in his favor. As Thomas Bennett has also gone out on dries. This is very bold. We got 10 laps to go. And have these guys struck gold, or have these guys struck dirt? It'll be interesting to see Quintino. What tire will he go on? Gabriel Quintino, it is Inters. The Brazilian. Meanwhile, Pascual is being attacked by Osan Prozzi, the Pulsator, sending it past the Portuguese man, up in the 9th place. 15 seconds. Meanwhile, the gap, Galloway is gaining at a very fast rate of knots. Would you say?
Yeah, definitely. I think Galloway, should he continue this pace, then I think he will have a really good chance for the lead.
Don't forget, he's gonna have to pass Corby as well, though.
Yeah, that's one thing. So I'd say it could happen, but I don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, indeed. We got a pit call. Meanwhile, I'm not quite sure for whom. It's for Dennis Graf. It's related to fuel. It's not like they were thinking of a change of tires. Meanwhile, Tomaselli still defending. He's been hit from behind by Warson. Both are spinning, and that was, you can see that coming from a mile away. Warson rejoins first. And yeah, Watterson is still, now he's rejoined, and Tomaselli is still off the track. Guys just passed him.
Oh, Rob, your mic.
Oh, can you hear me now fine?
Yeah, it's good.
Alrighty then. Well, Lorenzo Tomaselli, I don't think he had any fault in that. But still, if he chose a different tire, he could have pulled away from those guys. I'll just leave it at that. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe. But yeah, unfortunate for Tomaselli, as you said, through no fault of his own, honestly.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Zorbach is battling with Graf. Zorbach on the tries. Graf will be in the pit lane. So Kirby leads, but his lead has been cut to 13.7. It's shrinking more and more and more. Jake Galloway has definitely struck gold. He's gonna try to win this race, try to make it 2 wins in a row. When's the last time anyone in GP2 took 2 wins in a row? Because I don't remember that, honestly.
I don't really know either.
Anyway, Patel is trying to make a move on Aaron Curtis. This will be interesting. In towards
And-
turn 1.
One thing, I think the Inters are now quicker than forwards.
Really? Wow, that's
Interesting.
interesting. That could work well for Griffiths, maybe. Was on the Inters, let's not forget. Was the first one to switch onto the Inters. This could help him if he wants to keep Marko Kalovic behind. Kalovic could be gaining on him a little bit. Galloway is 13 seconds exactly behind Corby. He'll be even closer when we get to the last sector split.
Yeah, there's a dry line forming.
News for
Yeah.
some, bad news for others, I'd say.
Conditions are improving then.
Yeah, indeed. Well, Hope Patel still stuck behind Aaron Curtis. It's very interesting though. The weather like this, it's so unpredictable. You never even know what's gonna happen. You got guys on every single different type of tire. You got guys on slicks, guys on inters, guys on wets. Everyone is gambling really. As Patel tries to get past Curtis here, there's no chance he can make work this cap area there. Almost collided, but thankfully they didn't.
It was incredibly close, that.
Now into Correntino, Curtis has gone very wide. Patel could seize the momentum and get him on exit, which he does duly. Nicely done. Meanwhile, the gap is 11 seconds. So he's cut it down even further.
Okay, now I even think the slicks could be quicker
You're sure
than the
about that?
forwards.
Well, that could be
Zorbak
bad news for
is
Double Corby.
seemingly gaining on Waterson.
Alright. So Zorbak is going to try to get past him now, but don't forget Watson is on worn wets. These aren't quite fresh. But what Zorbak is going for it nonetheless, and here he goes, Nicholas Zorbak up in the 9th place. Good job from the man who started 20th in this race.
Yeah, Zorbak's really been on a charge, hasn't he?
Indeed, meanwhile, Dudu Corby's lead has been cut to 10.5 seconds. He's losing so much pace to Galloway. Galloway will surely catch him before the end of this race.
Yeah, it's quite hard to predict if Corby will lose the lead, because catching up to Corby is one thing and overtaking him is another. So
Yeah, but Galloway will catch him before the end, that's for sure, and he will have time to make some moves. Gap is 9.7 seconds. He's gaining so much, Jake Galloway. He's gonna have him in about 3 laps time, I think.
Griffiths is not gaining to Galloway, but Galloway is gaining to Kirby, so...
Yeah, that's true. It'll be very interesting to see who's gonna win this race, as now Patel's got onto the back of Joe Watson. Watson is on worn wets, don't forget. He's going wide here into Correntino. Patel could take advantage, and Julie does. Looks like he got Curtis, he gets past Watson as well. And Patel is up in the points places. As now Protsik is under attack from Pascual. The two are battling onto the front straight. Protsik has kept them behind there nicely. Yeah, definitely interesting. Meanwhile, we're gonna have to keep an eye out on the gap between P1 and P2 in this race. That will be the decider for the win. It's looking very good in Jake Galloway's column at the minute. As the gap like now, it's 7.9.
yeah, that gap is closing steadily, and I think, I think you're right. Galloway might be within striking distance in a few laps' time, definitely.
Don't forget, both these guys are on the full wet tires. It's just that Jake Galloway's tires are so much fresher than Dodo Corby's. The gap will get updated in a few seconds' time, so let's see. As Corby starts lap 31 of this race, 6 laps to go. How many seconds does he have? 7.3. Galloway is still gaining. Yeah, this will be very interesting.
Yeah, it definitely is. I think, Griffiths catching up is probably almost a certainty at this moment.
Yeah, I can say that. And it'll be interesting. As now, Pascual and Protsik are back at it again. These two guys fighting for position, but who's gonna prevail? Bennett is in P6 there. And and Guy, I forgot to mention Mud.
With Michael Kalovich. He's done a brilliant job
Oh,
from
Rob,
P10 all the
your
way up
mic.
into P4.
Okay, you can hear me now or what?
Yeah.
Okay, meanwhile, Adventure is trying to get past Tomaselli. He's forced him wide into Biondetti, and he's got him nicely there. Yeah, Adventure's gained the place. Meanwhile, the gap is 6.6 seconds. Galloway having him down hard.
Yeah, Galloway is absolutely closing that gap rapidly.
Yeah. Now, I have to. If Galloway wins the race, will he remain in the championship fight? Please keep us updated on that, Joe. And now, we're looking at Quintino trying to pass Watterson, successfully passing Watterson. Up to 11th place he goes. The worn wet tires that Watterson's got and Kirby's got are definitely harmful at the minute.
Yeah, it was quite a good move from Quintino, I must say.
The gap is 5.4, 5 laps to go for Doodle Kirby. He's continuing to lead, but for how much longer? Because Jay Galloway is coming. Now, Tomaselli is right on the back of Adventure and Curtis. 4.9 the gap. He's absolutely closing in on him massively. Jamie Griffiths is also gaining. He's 18 seconds down on Kirby, but I don't think he'll be able to catch up. Meanwhile, Tomaselli, he's having to slow down behind these guys.
Yeah, Tomaselli just had to slam on the brakes there almost.
Yeah, indeed. So do Skillen and Graf there, look. As now Procuk is holding off Tomasz Pascual well. He's kept the Campos behind early in this race. He's doing it again now as the other Campos, Lorenzo Tomaselli, is trying to pass Adventure here into Scarperia. And yeah, but he can make it work. Meanwhile, Galloway is being beaten by Fashray here, look. We had to jump on the brakes there because of Fashray. This is not looking good. This is not good for Jake Galloway. Fashray could play a big role in this race. It could be helping Dodo Kirby.
If willing to or not, I don't know. But either way, Pascal is going for the move on.
Your mic.
Oh, you can hear me now or what?
Yeah, yeah.
It's not even a mic, it's just a pair of headphones. Because I don't have anything else. But anyway, then Adventure is trying to get past Aaron Curtis, and he can't make the move here.
Yeah, you can see there.
Yeah.
There's
Well, watch for Tomaselli, try and get involved. Adventure is gaining on Curtis. Tomaselli gaining on Adventure, but Adventure will strike first. This will be very interesting. Is Tomaselli gonna make it free wide? No, he is not. Interesting to see what happens here. And he's got him around the outside. He's gone past Adventure. Brilliant stuff. Adventure is struggling for grip on these slicks. Tomaselli is on the slicks as well.
Yeah, well, the title fight is quite interesting. Joe put in chat that Griffiths will be out of the title fight, so...
Sure. Because Griffiths is in front of Anderson at the minute, so you know.
I think it might have been... I'm not really sure. I just read what Joe put in chat, but yeah, I can't quite be sure. He did delete it.
Right. Oh, Kirby, Anderson, Griffiths, and Galloway will remain in the title fight as it stands. No, I don't think Galloway will be in it. But if he wins the race, and I'm not even sure what's going on at this point anymore. 4.3 seconds is the gap. Now it's 3.9. Galloway continuing to gain. He'll be on Kirby's tail before the end of this race, I'm sure. We got yellow flags though. Who is it for? It's for Aaron Curtis again. Skillen was able to avoid him. Little Kirby will be coming up here soon. Kirby won't be having to slow down too much, I don't think. No. No, Project has been overtaken by Pascual.
Some people have been really incident prone today, it must be said.
I don't think you can blame them considering the weather. What a move that was from Tomaselli. Forced the error on Curtis. That was bold. That was crazy. And Curtis, I'm afraid, he lost it.
Yeah, unfortunate.
Well, Dodo Kirby is being chased down by Jake Galloway. Gap is 3.9, but it's gonna keep going down. Before the end of the race, Kirby will have to defend. Defend hard if he wants to win it.
Yeah, definitely.
Griffiths is just 9 seconds behind Galloway meanwhile, so he's definitely gaining a lot as well on Dodo Kirby. This could be very interesting.
Definitely could.
Is now Adventure racing with Tomaselli. The two guys are on slicks, and who's gonna prevail in this squabble? Into turn 1, San Donato. Tomaselli stays in front. Meanwhile, Dodo Kirby will start lap 34 of this race. He is under heavy pressure from Jake Galloway. The gap is 2.7 seconds, and he's coming up on Aaron Curtis. He's gonna try to lap him soon.
Well, I only have one question for Jake Galloway, and that is how. He's closing the gap at an incredible rate. Yes, I know it's tires, obviously, but it's still like he is incredibly quick.
We saw this coming, but the other thing he's gonna have to do is make the pass. Meanwhile, Thomas Anderson, speaking of passes, he's been passed by Thomas Bennett, and Bennett is on the slick tires. Anderson's made a mistake on his wets. Bennett on the slicks just he's past him.
Yeah, we usually see a lot of not incidents, but mistakes there, and that resulting in them being overtaken.
Well, that's bad news for Anderson. That's for 2 points he's dropped to do Kirby as it stands. Meanwhile, Kirby has to slow down there for Curtis, and I think Galloway had to slow down a little bit as well. This is very, very spicy.
Very spicy indeed. As this one has gone wide, that's Watterson.
Yeah, let's know who's gonna win this race, guys. I still don't know for sure. Either way, Galloway is attacking hard. Will catch Dudu Kirby, but will he pass him? That's the bigger question. Griffith is gaining as well, but not so much. Now into Correntaro. Curtis has gone wide. Kirby is closing in on Curtis. And Jake Galloway is much closer now. 1.5 seconds the gap is. Gonna have a 2-lap scrap between these guys for the win. Who's gonna prevail, I wonder?
I think now is not the time for traffic for Kirby. It's definitely not what I wanted, so he's going to want to clear that as soon as possible.
And meanwhile, the team's fight will go down to the wire as well. And I think Galloway will actually be out of the fight if Kirby finishes second. Though I could be wrong. Anyway, 1.3 seconds gap. We got 2 laps to go in this race. Oh my goodness, who's going to win this? It's going to be a tense one, I'm sure. Griffith is 7.5 seconds down on Galloway. He's gaining, but he won't be in the fight. Meanwhile, Kirby is behind Curtis. And this is the last place you want to be in wet conditions. Because Kirby is losing so much time, Galloway will be all over the back of him.
Yeah, it definitely will. As I said, it's the last thing Kirby wants right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the last thing he wants is a DNF, but anyway.
Yeah.
And Curtis is holding him up massively into Casanova and Savelli. He's slowing down here. And look at Galloway, he's now much closer. He's closer than ever. Galloway will have an opportunity to pass it. Now we're going to Arrabbiata 1. Kirby is closer, Curtis. Into Arrabbiata 2, he can't get past him still. Curtis is not making way. While Watterson has been overtaken by Dennis Graf.
Yeah, Watterson made the same mistake he made, I think, a lap
now
ago.
Now Kirby's going for it into Correntaro. He's gone past... That wasn't Correntaro, that was Caperia. He's gone past Curtis. Galloway's gonna have to get him quickly. The Curtis looks like he's letting him through. Yes, he is. Into Correntaro. Kirby went wide there, look. Look Galloway a little bit. This will be a big fight. Galloway is trying as hard as he can to close up. Griffith's still in third there, look. Now we're about to enter the last lap, and just who is gonna come out on top in this? Kirby doesn't have to worry about traffic anymore. But Galloway is running out of places to attempt the move. He's gonna have to force Kirby into making a mistake if he wants to pass him, I think. This will be so interesting.
This is definitely gonna be tense. Final
we're on
lap,
the last lap now, and I think Thomas Anderson is praying for Jake Galloway's success. If I'm gonna be honest with you, and yeah, Kirby losing time oh so much. Anderson is down to 7th. Meanwhile, this is harming him big time. Look, Ruslan Prosek is all over the back of him.
Yeah, Andersson's just gonna have to defend for his life here.
Zorbach on the slicks is fighting these guys as well. Oh my goodness, this is so interesting. Zorbach is gonna try to get past Prosek here, look, using the slipstream from Anderson's car. And could Zorbach get thrown Anderson as well? Oh, because he had to slow down a little bit there. And now Prosek is going to try to send on Anderson. Zorbach is going to try to send him as well. On to the last lap. Prosek is going for the dive bomb. He's got Anderson, but Zorbach hasn't. Anderson's lost 1 place. He'll be hoping not to lose another. Meanwhile, you need to get on to fight for the lead. What's happening here? Kirby is holding up Galloway for now. But Galloway is closing in so much. Entire is up next. What's going to happen here? Can Kirby negotiate it right? Oh, Galloway tried to take advantage. Corby's gone very wide. This could be the opportunity Jake Galloway needs. We're to the last sector of this race. This will be the closest race finish, definitely this season. And Buccino will be the only corner left. Can Galloway do anything to get past Dudu Corby, or has Dudu Corby done enough to win this race? Into Buccino we go for the final time. Galloway will have the slipstream, but who'll be ahead when we cross the line? Is it going to be Corby or Galloway? It's looking good for Corby. It is the first ever Tuscan Grand Prix. And what a race it has been! But it's gonna go to Dudu Corby, who wins here. What a win for Corby. It's taking the championship lead again. His third win of the season. What a brilliant race that was. What a fucking brilliant race that was. And now Zorbach is racing with Anderson. He's got him. Into Corintile. Anderson loses another 2 points. This is massive for the championship. Bennett finishes 4th. Kalevich finishes 5th. And oh my god. My goodness me. That was so close. One more lap and Galloway would have got him. Corby was able to hold him off in the end. What a brilliant race this has been. What a fantastic race. Brodziuk finishes 7th. Zorbach finishes 8th. Anderson finishes 9th. He's going to lose the championship lead and then some. Corby will have a massive advantage in the points. Now, Patel crosses the line as well. Tino will finish in 11th. No points for the Brazilian, I'm afraid. He's going to have to go for some points at home as Adventure finishes 12th. Tomaselli finishes 13th, with Dennis Graff in 14th. What a crazy race this was. What a crazy race. Joel Larson, he'll be finishing in 15th. And my goodness, I'm so out of breath at this point. I have to tell you guys, honestly. I'm so out of breath right now. And yeah. Larson will be finishing the race in P15, a place where Dor Corby started to win this race. This was so crazy, man. Just like in Monza, the guy 15th on the grid went on to win it, as Max Skillen finishes in 16th. Aaron Curtis will be in 17th, but he is a lap down. And Dudu Corby is our winner. He was able to hold him off just barely, though. He took a gamble with the strategy. It almost didn't work, but in the very end, it did. Dudu Corby is the new championship leader, the favorite to win it heading into Brazil, his home turf. Dudu Corby is our race winner. He actually crashed with Curtis after the flag here, look.
Oh wow! It really must be said. What an incredible drive from Dudu Corby today, from P15 on the grid to win that. And
Griffiths and Galloway are both out of the title fight, which means that it's only Corby against Anderson as it stands. We got another collision here. Look, Kalevich just ran into the back of Brodziuk. What a race this has been! What race of the season? What do you think? 100% in my eyes.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, definitely. This race had it all. It had action, overtakes, drama.
Dudu Corby without the front wing is your race winner, the new championship leader, and this day worked out rather well for him, I gotta say.
Definitely did.
This was so damn brilliant, guys. Dudu Corby just about held on by 1/10 of a second. He kept Jake Galloway at bay. Corby wins to take back the championship lead. Galloway finishes second. It's 3 podiums on the trot for the Brit. It's looking good for him. He wants to secure P4 in the championship for himself. Jamie Griffith finishes 3rd. I think Griffith is out of the title fight as it stands. Wait, no. Griffiths was 12 points behind. 12 points? No, 22 points behind Corby. So yeah, Griffiths will be out of the title fight as well. Thomas Bennett finishes 4th. Marko Kalevich P5, Tomasz Pascual P6, Ruslan Protsiuk, Poleman in P7 only, I'm afraid. Thomas Anderson is behind Nicholas Zorbach. Zorbach is P8 after gambling on the dries. Anderson, he lost so much in the latter stages of the race. He only finishes 9th. This could be very costly for the championship, as Rahul Patel finishes 10th to clinch the last point. Gabriel Quintino is in 11th.
Oh, you want me to take the rest?
Yes.
Oh, Daniel Adventure in 12th. Lorenzo Tomaselli finishes 13th. Dennis Graff finishes 14th. Watterson is 15th. Skillen 16th. Curtis is 16th, and Frazier is the last of the finishers. And the DNFs are McCarthy, Watsall, Waldinger, and Burns.
Yep, that's right. And that is the end of the race. The fastest lap, though, has gone to Dudu Kurbi. That's another 4 points to his account. He must have taken it when it was still dry, but he was a full second faster than Jay Galloway. So Dudu Kurbi, incredible effort from him. Incredible. He's going to get 29 points today.
Yeah, that
Not
is
39, 27 points today. My goodness. He is now definitely the favorite to take the title. Thomas Anderson's going to need a miracle, just like Dudu Kurbi got today. But you never know. Anything can happen. And either way, Dudu Kurbi is now definitely on the front foot. What a comeback. P15, just about hold on for the win. What a brilliant drive that was.
Yeah, it definitely was. That is a really, really good drive. Really good. Really shows that he is material for the main tier, and he's really proven that today.
Absolutely. Only him and Anderson have 3 wins this season, and they're the only ones left in the title fight. And very well deserved. I think Galloway's lead is going to be what? 20 points, 22 points, or something like that. Anderson is gonna need to finish on the podium. He's gonna maybe need to even win in Brazil to take the title. But Brazil is Dudu Kurbi's home, so Kurbi will be doing his best to secure the title. Either way, it is now time for the third time this season for the Brazilian national anthem. Well, that was definitely an interesting race. And I think Flo actually had the Russian flag there in the stream for a second, but he switched to the Brazilian one. Either way, what a brilliant race that was. Kurbi lucked out on the strategy, but he had just enough to keep Galloway behind by the narrowest of margins. Who would you say is your driver of the day, guys? I would have given it to Jay Galloway, because Galloway, don't forget, when everybody was struggling in the wet, he was still able to get the jump on a bunch of people and come out second, then got past Griffiths. Galloway was so close to victory. In the end, you can't ignore that Dudu Kurbi started from 15th, braved out on a risky strategy, and ended up winning the race. So my driver of the day is going to go to Dudu Kurbi.
Well, yeah, I kind of must have to give it to Kurbi as well. It's so hard to decide because there were so many great drives today, but I think Kurbi just excelled today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same for me.
absolutely fantastic drive for him. Thomas Anderson, unfortunately for him, he could only pick up 2 points from today's race. He's going to be on 117 points. Dudu Kurbi's going to be on 137 points. So yeah, Kurbi will have a 20-point advantage heading into Brazil. It's his to lose now. But don't forget, Anderson can still win it. That's going to be difficult. What do you think is going to happen in the championship fight, guys?
Ooh, it's very, very hard. I mean, after such a crazy race like this, I can't really say what's gonna happen for the future.
Yeah, indeed. What a
Yeah.
race that was, though. 100% race of the season. What rating would you give it out of 10? Because for me, it's an absolute 10 out of 10 there.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, 10 out of 10 for me as well. I mean, it had everything. And
Yeah.
a
But I
really,
have
really
to
great
say, what if that race went on for 2 laps longer? Because Jamie Griffiths in the end only finished 4 seconds behind Dodo Corby. Maybe he could have fought for the win as well. What a shame it didn't go any longer, because we could have had a massive fight there. And Griffiths, I think he'll be regretting pitting for the Inters just a little bit too early. If he pit a little later, he wouldn't have lost that much time. Either way, Dodo Corby has done a brilliant job. So has Jake Galloway, and Jamie Griffiths joins them on the podium. The championship hunt may be over for Griffiths and Galloway, but I think they've definitely secured their positions in the top 4 in the championship. What'd you say?
Yeah, definitely. But it definitely will be interesting to see what Thomas Andersson can do in the last few races.
Last race, you mean?
Oh, last race. Sorry.
Yeah. Tereven Alternon has done it before. He won with an overwhelming deficit. And Thomas Anderson, I'm sure he'll be inspired to try to do the same. He's going to have to win in Brazil. Or maybe get second if the bonus points go his way. But either way, it's not over just yet. But it's looking very good for Dodo Corby. Well, yeah. What a brilliant race that was. I was thinking if anybody wanted to do a post-race interview, but I'm not so sure. I'm going to give you guys just one more minute to decide for yourselves if you want a post-race interview. So I'm trying to buy just a little bit of time. But yeah. What are your favorite moments of this race, man?
Well, if I'm being completely realistic, Rob, I haven't really kept up with GP2 that much. Only the main tier. But
Talking about this race only, not the season, man.
I thought you said the season.
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, apologies. Well, it must have been Corby's first lap charge. And just the first 3 laps were complete chaos in general.
Yeah, that is true. Absolutely crazy. I think one of the most interesting parts was when everybody started spinning when the conditions got worse. That was definitely something. And also seeing Carlin with their messed up strategy. There were so many moments to remember, and this is definitely the race of the season. Absolutely by far. And Tuscany, bravo, what a race he delivered for us. It was looking grim for Dodo Corby when he was P15 on the grid. He had a true renaissance. And the man from Brazil entered today at risk of losing the championship altogether if Anderson were to win the race. But Dodo Corby did what Anderson had to do instead. And now Dodo Corby went from the overwhelming favorite to lose the championship to the overwhelming favorite to win it. What a race he's had. What a brilliant performance. And he's heading on home turf. He could win the championship next time, and he very well knows it. I'm still looking in the chat to see if anybody wants a post-race interview. I'm still trying to buy time for just a little longer, but I'm not sure if anyone actually wants the post-race interview. Flo, can you confirm anything? All right then. Yeah, we're gonna bring it to an end. We'll see you again in what, 3 weeks time? 3 weeks, is it? Or weeks? Oh, well, we'll see you in 2 or 3 weeks for the finale in Brazil, where Dodo Corby will have a great shot to take the title. But not Jake Galloway, sorry. Thomas Anderson will try everything in his power to take it away from him. Who's gonna prevail? It'll be very interesting, so make sure you watch it. Well, that's been it from us, and what a brilliant day it's been. What a brilliant day. My goodness. Well, yeah, that's been it from me. I have been Robert.
And I've been Miran FG.
And this has been the first ever Tuscan Grand Prix. And I have to say, Mugello absolutely did not disappoint. Grazie, Mugello. And thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. We'll see you again next time. Take care, and ciao, ciao.
Goodbye.